following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Welcome to another edition of Gate City Chronicles. I'm Kevin Avard, your host. Today I'm joined with Lisa Krueger from the Nashua Telegraph. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. Welcome.
Now, Lisa, you are part of the advertising part of the Nashua Telegraph.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, if somebody wants to do an ad or they need some, do you develop the ads for them?
So I personally don't. I have no graphics design skills whatsoever,
Okay.
but you know, I regularly consult with businesses and help them determine what's the best route for advertising, be it print, web, and we have a number of solutions that we're able to offer.
Yeah, so you basically focus, you funnel them where they got to go, and then you help them with the whole process.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So I help decide the placement, and sometimes I'll make recommendations on what sort of content should be included in the ad and whatnot, and then from there, we have a graphics team that helps put their ads together for them.
Now, we recently had a young lady who has her own cleaning business, Jackie Martone of Jackie Clean Sweep. I believe she owes a lot of credit to the Telegraph?
That's what I heard. You
Yeah.
know, that's really nice to hear that, you know, the Telegraph helped really start and grow her business. It's amazing. That's what we're here to hopefully accomplish for all of our customers. And, you know, she continues to advertise with us, which is great. So
yeah, well, I asked her, and I guess she's been in business for about 12 years now, and she just started off by an ad, and she didn't really veer off from that. She just kept putting in ads, and now she has 8 employees. So that's a huge success story.
Yeah, it is.
It's nice to hear that, especially with new businesses, and I got a heart for small businesses. That's a nice way for them to.
It can be hard, you know, when you're a small business just starting out, figuring out what's going to work, and hoping for the best that everything's going to work out. So it's really nice to hear that, you know, that she was successful and that she continues to be successful. It's awesome.
Now you're active in, again, one of these other organizations. Every time I look in Nashua, there's an organization. There's somebody's helping somebody, and that's really, we should name this the city of brotherly love, brotherly and sisterly love, or something.
We live in a great place.
We do. You're very active with the Salvation Army.
I am. I'm on their advisory board.
Okay, and also with the Santa Fund.
Right. So the Santa Fund is a fund created by the Telegraph a number of years ago, and 36 years now they've been doing the Santa Fund Run, which is a 5 and a 10K race that benefits both the Salvation Army and the Front Door Agency for their Christmas programs.
Now, the Front Door Agency is located on 7 Concord Street. Right. They used to be called the
Pastoral Care.
Pastoral Care. Now they're the Front, and they basically help young women who are single and may have children, and they just need that extra help.
Right.
And they're known for that penny drive.
Right.
Thing that goes on. And so the Santa Fund helps both the Salvation Army and the...
Right. So the Front Door Agency has a Christmas program where, you know, families who aren't able to provide, you know, their children the Christmases that they'd like to.
Right.
So they can come and fill out some, you know, pretty simple paperwork in regards to income and whatnot. And, you know, both the Front Door Agency and the Salvation Army help fill those needs for Christmas. So they provide Christmas presents, help them with food. Sometimes they're able to provide specific items, sometimes not so much. You know, even for the teens, they're able to give, you know, gift cards and boots and things like that, which is nice.
Right. Yeah, and that could be a very difficult time of the year for a lot of people if they have nothing to provide, and of course then you have all this cheer around you,
right.
and it doesn't seem to translate to your home.
Right. And you know, the funds that they're able to raise throughout the course of the year sometimes are just covering their operating expenses for their normal services that they offer, such as the rehabilitation programs for women, and for the Salvation Army, their food pantry and summer day camp and things like that. So there's not always all that extra money to provide that Christmas assistance, but somebody's got to do it.
Right.
So that's the great thing that the Telegraph, I'm just so proud to work for an organization who does that, helps provide those things so that these organizations can distribute the toys and the money and whatnot that's needed to help those families.
Right, and don't those holidays just keep coming back to back, right? Every year, the same time every year. And, usually around Thanksgiving, of course, the food pantries, and then it seems like people forget after the holidays that these needs are still there.
Right.
Yeah, and so this continues. Now, the 5K run, where's that going to be held?
So it's on Sunday, October 19th, and it starts at the YMCA, and it's a really beautiful route that goes all through Mine Falls.
Okay.
And you can choose to either do a 5 or a 10K. It is a timed race, but you can certainly come and walk it and just enjoy the scenery and the beautiful day and do your part in making that contribution.
Yeah, I'm like that. Like I said earlier, I'm like my wife. I'll just say, yeah, I'll catch up with you, and then I'll be there. You go, baby. But finishing is the key, right?
Right.
Yeah.
My son can probably, walk the 5K faster than I can run it. So I'm not a big runner myself, but there's actually Nashua has a very large running community, and it's not just for runners; it's for everybody. You know.
Oh, that's nice. So will there be other sponsors there?
Yes, actually there are a number of sponsors. We are working in partnership with Northeast Delta Dental. And then we have a couple, so there are our Santa sponsor. Rudolph sponsors are Fleet Feet Sports, Orange Theory Fitness. And then we have a bunch of elves that are contributing, and that's Alex Shoe Store, Maynard and Lessier, Nashua Wallpaper, I've got my cheat sheet here, the Humane Society, Nashua Coin and Collectibles, Pat Clancy Realty, TJ's Deli, Presentation of Mary, Century 21 Cardinal, and Flatley Company. So it's nice that a lot of these.
And if you want a sponsor and you want to be on that list, you want to be on the nice list, that's got to be the Santa's nice list.
I'm telling you, it is.
Oh, that's nice.
Get extra points for that.
Now, if people want to get on that list and become a sponsor, do they contact you?
So, really all of our sponsorships are coordinated through whoever your typical advertising rep would be, but certainly get in touch with the ad department at the Telegraph. TelegraphEvents.com also is a great website. It's got all the information about the Santa Fun Run, as well as other events that we do throughout the year.
Interesting. Okay. And you'll be there, obviously, right? For this particular event?
I will.
And will you be running?
I will not be running. I will be volunteering. I'll probably be a course monitor, telling people where to go, keeping them on track.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think the last, I think it was a 5K. We started at the Holman Stadium, and I think that was, I don't know if it was for the Red Cross.
I'm trying to remember. I know that.
Or it was the 4th of July.
There's so many of them.
Yeah, I believe that was the 4th of July, and my stepdaughter and my wife ran that, and my stepdaughter came in second.
Wow! Congratulations.
For her age group. But, but she got the medal. And,
right.
It's a nice tradition. And this Thanksgiving, we're gonna, as a family in Lowell, actually, we're gonna be doing the a 5K, and it becomes a family tradition that it's one of those binding moments.
Absolutely.
So this is another event where people can go and start a tradition and helping other people in the process.
Right. Bring your family, make an event of it.
Right.
We also accept unwrapped gifts at the event. So, it's just something you can really feel good about at the end of the day. For one, you did something healthy. You did something, if you choose to do it with your family, and you did something to help others.
Right.
So all around, it's a great time. And it's a gorgeous time of year to run. It's beautiful. The weather is nice for running.
Generally, yeah.
Let's hope. I shouldn't say that. I might jinx us.
Right, exactly. So tell us one more time about the date again.
Okay, so it's Sunday, October 19th. Registration begins at 7. The race actually starts at 9. The first 500 registered runners get a shirt, and I'll just flash you guys the shirt if you don't mind. It's a really nice quality shirt. It's a technical material. It's thin and keeps you nice and cool.
It says Gate City Series.
Yes, it is a part of, it's the last race of the Gate City Series. Yeah. This is last year's shirt, actually. I think this year's shirts are going to be a royal blue. But they do a number of events that are part of this Gate City series that are all for nonprofit.
Of course, you are on Gate City Chronicles right now, so that's just absolutely
So fitting.
apropos. Yeah, exactly. Any final thoughts that you want to leave with our guests about the run?
Just please join us. We could use as many runners as possible. All of the funds raised through the race all go to benefit the nonprofit. It's not a for-profit event, and you know, I know the organizations could really use it. Like last year, Red Kettles were really down in donations. Giving just in general across the board throughout a number of organizations has been down, so they could really use the funds, and it's a great time. So we hope you can join us.
I had to process it. The Red Kettles. That's obviously the Salvation Army. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Standing outside the grocery stores with the bells and.
Yeah, you know, and I when I do give, and I do give to them, they're one of the faithful ones that I like to give to because I trust them. There are organizations out there that I just don't trust. I got to be honest with you.
You know, sometimes you've got to really do your research and your homework and, you know, find out what their ratings are and meet with them and talk to them and find out how their funds are flowing. But I'm glad to hear that you feel that way.
They're one of them. The other one is Food for the Poor, and I actually called them up and I asked them, you know, how much of this money actually goes to helping out people?
Right.
And you know, I was surprised in years past. Only 10%. Some people would say only 10%, and I was floored by that. But you know, Food for the Poor is they're one of my favorite ones as well. But they give up. I think it's like 96%, or it's just something.
Right. I forget the percentage of the Salvation Army as well, but I know it's very high.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot of success stories as well. You know, they help not just with food and clothes, but I mean, some people that are, you know, might have needs with rehab or something. You know, people are struggling.
Right.
You know, and that's a good place to go to.
It's great. I mean, they've got their church services, of course, you know, and then they've got all of their emergency assistance. I mean, sometimes when they're able, when funds allow, they're able to offer rental assistance and heating and prescription and, you know, cabs to doctor's appointments and just all these little things that you don't realize that, you know, every little dollar, it adds up. And if you're struggling, you know, it really makes a huge difference.
Right.
You know, and then the food pantry and the kids programs. That's one of their major things that they do is they offer an after-school program, you know, which keeps kids off of the streets, gives them a safe place to go where they're nurtured and, you know, and they get their homework done and they're safe and, you know, so that's one of their major programs that's important.
Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting. Yeah, and the nice thing is, you know, there are elements of faith that are there, but they don't pound it on your head.
Right. Exactly.
And it's there, you know.
It's there if you need it, there if you want it, and they're happy to, you know, share that with you. But if that's not your thing, then that's okay. They're not going to force it on anybody, which is great.
Right, and that's the whole nice option. And it seems like more and more these days, we need that option. There just seems to be a gap. There seems to be an empty hole out there, and a lot of people are hurting, and they need some hope.
They want to feel safe, and they want to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're going through a hard time, you're already feeling bad about yourself as it is. You know, so you want to go somewhere where you feel comfortable.
Right. Yeah. So a place of grace. So again, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles. Please be part of the community. Get into the run. Find where they're at. And, call the paper. One more time on
telegraphevents.com.
Telegraphevents.com. Great organization to give back. Thank you for watching Gate City Chronicles, and we want to thank our sponsor, Avard, the Dean of Clean. You can reach them at 603-521-7657. If you need your carpets cleaned, call Avard.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.